John Wick was one of those films that when it came out, I was not on the hype train. I found it quite a bit later and did not really enjoy it from what I remember. I at least thought that it was overhyped. I think I was okay with it, but it was overhyped. Then sometime later I saw John Wick 2 and 3. That was probably about a year ago that I saw them, and I definitely did not like those films. And then John Wick 4 came out a while back and I saw that and I oh my god, it was not good. Not good. I know how many people love it. I know how many people love Keanu Reeves. I get it. And there are good things in the films. There's a lot of good quality things in there, but overall, oh my god, like I don't know, man. These are pretty lame, but okay, because I have that kind of thought, which is kind of a hot take when it comes to this kind of thing, I thought that I would go back and watch John Wick. That was free to watch on Amazon Prime now. Just recently it became free to watch on Amazon Prime. So why not? I'll give it a rewatch and see if I like the first John Wick film. And I will say it is far better than I remember. I remember not liking the film very much, but this time around, it was pretty good. It starts off very chill. It's got a somber tone to it. It's a slow build. The way that the events kick off don't seem too forced. You get John Wick getting his puppy, and he goes to the gas station filling up or something. And there's Theon from Game of Thrones there with his buddies, and he likes the car, wanted to buy it off him right there. John Wick's like, nope, not gonna happen. And then the guys were gonna steal it later and whatever, and just teach him, fuck you, dude. Some random guys gonna deny us our thing, thinking they're all hot shit, and they did not realize who they were stealing it from, and everybody freaking fears John Wick here. He's the Baba Yaga or whatever. He's the guy who kills the boogeyman. And the way that they show this kind of thing was just good. You hurt the puppy. That's some people think that that's like an audience bait kind of a thing because you hurt an animal and the audience will definitely be for the person that lost the animal and against the people that hurt the animal. But the film works beyond that aspect. I mean, yeah, he's avenging his dog, but it's not really avenging the dog. It's that was his that was his time to grief unalone, as he puts it, for his wife and stuff. Able to be unalone, and you killed the pup. You just took the little hope that he was able to get back and snuffed it out. And so yeah, he goes on a killing spree trying to get these fools. He goes back to the Continental, and we are slowly introduced to some of these little rules here and there subtly. I just love how they introduce everything in the first John Wick film. Like after the shootout at his house when everybody's trying to get him, the cop arrives and he's like, "Hey, John." Hey Jimmy. They have this. There's obviously history around. They're not just spelling it out to us in our face. It's just pretty chill about it. He's like, "You working again? I'll see you later, man." And he orders a dinner reservation for 12 or so, and people come there to collect the bodies and professionally clear up the mess essentially. And the guys that go to the shop with that Theon takes him to, he knows whose car this is. He knows John Wick. He's got history, and he's like, dude, I don't care who your father is. This car. Fuck you, you freaking stupid head. What are you doing? He's gonna kill us if he comes here. So I don't know, they're able to paint a lot of history for John Wick without fully spelling it out at every turn. There's little bits of information revealed here and there, and a lot of history. Willem Dafoe's character isn't just spelt out with remember when we did blah 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 back in the day. It's just there's history there, and it's done subtly, and it's just done well. And the fight scenes, of course, were done all right. He gets thrown off of a like one story balcony, and it's like he hurts his back, and he gets up from that. But that still kind of ached him a bit. He was injured when he goes to the hotel. He could be killed. He's shown as being able to be freaking killed. Willem Dafoe could have killed him at any point, but he doesn't. And he was, even though he was super injured, he was able to take on Perkins, but I mean barely. If it wasn't for Dafoe giving him the tip off, she would have probably killed him easily. Even if he like noticed her and was able to start fighting, I think she would have probably had too much of a heads up if it wasn't for Dafoe helping in with that. So I don't know, John Wick 1 is pretty freaking good, just going the whole way through. It's not trying to rush to be an action film. And yeah, he's not heavy with dialogue, but other characters reveal just enough. And the way that the Continental, the way that the organization, the Assassin's Creed or some whatever you want to call this, the high table stuff, it seemed to organize in a way that fits within society just enough. They make it clear, Perkins, he was able to The Russian guy was able to hire somebody within the Continental that is willing to break the rules of the Continental, which is a big deal. And they show why it's a big deal. She broke the rules. Winston just greets her with four dudes. He's like, your membership has been revoked by your doing. And then she gets shot and killed right there. And it's like, oh shit, okay, they set a lot of ground rules for how this stuff works, and there didn't need to be a follow up to this afterwards. It was a nice, tight story. Not everything needs to be a freaking franchise, is how I feel. But all right, I can see there being potential stories going forward. I just wish that they weren't all meant to be just full of action specifically because they seem to put story and character stuff, behind the action, and the action feels less substantive as you go. But maybe I'm still critiquing it a little too harshly without remembering it well enough. So I'm going to give John Wick 2 and 3 a rewatch as well. So rewatching John Wick 1, I really do like that film, and I do think that film is really good. It's not overhyped. I think that it's just hyped enough. That one is good. I like John Wick 1. I'll give John Wick 2 and 3 another shot and see if I think they hold up, because John Wick 4, I think, was truly awful. There's no need to rewatch it because that film was really bad. That film was really bad. But all right, that's my thoughts for John Wick 1. That wasn't a full-on review of every single scene here. I feel like there's just enough that happens in it that's like, okay, yeah, I think you get the point with some of that. He seems like he's human and can be killed. The way that the villains fear him is reasonable enough, but they're not fully giving up on it, and they could have killed him essentially. And there's the few times that he gets out of it alive. He's lucky that he got out of some of this alive. He's not the most invincible killing machine ever. He can be killed, but he does have a good will that is able to get him through essentially. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that, and I'll see you guys later.